The Homosexuals, with CBS News correspondent Mike Wallace.
Homosexuality is an enigma. Even in this era of bold sexual mores, it remains a subject that people find disturbing, embarrassing, and the reluctance to discuss it. Yet there is a growing concern about homosexuals in society, about their increasing visibility.
On April 1st, 1970, a group of Northwestern students sent a letter to the university faculty and staff demanding equal rights and opportunities, and they wanted an end to the rampant discrimination against them. That year, the Gay Liberation Front, one of the first in the nation, was organized at Northwestern University. Distributed 40 years ago and co-penned by Maher Ahmad, the letter stands testament to Northwestern's roots as a vanguard for gay activism.
The spirit of the age was one of revolution and people not wanting things to be the way that they were when it came to the oppression of anyone. It was called gay liberation back then, and it was a very emotionally liberating thing to finally be completely free and open about who I was and to express myself.
Ahmad founded Northwestern's Gay Liberation Front with Bill Dry less than a year after the Stonewall riots, making it the fifth in the country, after Berkeley, Columbia, Cornell, and UChicago.
The consequences of coming out and the consequences of being an activist always ended up being a lot less than you contemplated that they were going to be, and this was very much the case for me. I remember that there was a series of articles, of interviews that the Daily Northwestern did with I and three friends of mine, and we debated at some length whether we should allow them to use our names at all or just our first names or our first and last names.
Members of Gay Lib handed out flyers, walked around campus in drag, and organized a well-attended gay dance party at Patton Gymnasium.
A friend of mine, Bill Dry, that started the group with me, he used to use this phrase, live the revolution, and I didn't know what that really meant. He would say it all the time, and one day I said, what do you mean live the revolution? What does that mean? And he said, it means don't wait for society and society's laws and for people's responses to become something that allows you to live your life as an open and free gay person.
Homosexual acts are not considered a crime in most countries in Western Europe. In the United States, Illinois is the only state where such acts are legal. But nationally,
there always needs to be a couple of movements concurrently in any activist group, whether it's for whatever the social justice issue is. I think there needs to be kind of a radical vanguard who are willing to take the punches and push agendas forward.
The 1971 edition of the syllabus yearbook featured a page spotlighting the Gay Liberation Front. The last paragraph reads, "We of Northwestern University's Gay Liberation have tried to educate and explain ourselves to straight people and instill self-pride in gay people. We won't believe the sick label anymore. Gay is good. Gay is proud."
A tipping point has been reached. Gay people are never going to be pushed back into the closet the way they were. I don't care how many right-wing administrations there are, how many crazy religious fundamentalists that there are, at least not in the United States. And if it becomes endangered, then I'll be back out on the front lines again.
told by the medical profession he is sick, by the law that he's a criminal, shunned by employers, rejected by heterosexual society, incapable of a fulfilling relationship with a woman or, for that matter, with a man. At the center of his life, he remains anonymous, a displaced person, an outsider.
You know, that quote from that Mike Wallace program called The Homosexuals that was done in the 1960s, he described us as being the most despised minority group in America, which I took as a badge of honor even when I was in high school. And I'm a member of two of the most despised minority groups in America because I'm also Palestinian and I'm not a Muslim religiously, but my background is Muslim. I think that if you're a member of more than one minority group, you have more problems, but you also have a greater insight into the nature of prejudice and the ways to overcome prejudice.